Alright there, geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Game Show. And you know what? Despite how I make it look each and every week, voice acting is actually a pretty hard gig. And it's right now that I'm thinking that my editor Mark is probably compiling every single flub of all the recordings from this week's episode and is going to drop them on you at some point in time. Good! Anyway, acting in any sense is a demanding endeavour, but it's arguably even harder when the performer in question can only use their voice to bring their character to life. With this one tool, they not only have to convey every emotion possible, but also know when to pull back in subtle moments, hit every word with the right inflection, and of course, make sure we can all bloody understand what they're on about. Yet for every Nolan North, we've got a performance that's gone south, and whether through bad direction, a steaming dump of a script, or just because the voice actor in question is an alien who learned English by watching The Room over and over, there have been many, many terrible mistakes when it comes to vocal deliveries, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. So with this in mind, I'm Jules, this is FGS, and these are 8 hilarious voice acting fails in gaming. And you know the drill by now, this is the Deep Cut with Jules Gill, baby! So that means there's going to be games that you've not thought about in a while, games you've not even heard about, or games that you need to know more about. So let's just kick things off with number 8, Psychic Force. So my friends, let's kick things off by talking about a little fighting game for the PlayStation 1 called Psychic Force. Now, here's a bit of a backstory for this. You see, when I used to go over to my nan's house, there was a shared PS1 that I shared with my cousins, and when they borrowed, and I use that, borrowed every other title, Psychic Force was the one that they left. So little Julesy over here got pretty good at this game, battling foes inside the most deadly of arenas, the Psychic Cube! Whoa, Cubey! Plus, it had an absolute banger of an opening title track. So Mark, if you will, please just slice off some groove and put it on this plate, because Daddy's hungry. Pretty decent, right? Okay, so what I want you to do now is remember those good times, because what I'm going to do is take that steak that I've just cut off there, wipe my arse with it and stuff it in your goddamn ears, because I'm about to show you the voice acting for this game. Oh boy.
This is the end of the road. Now will you join us?
You don't know what you're saying, Keith. Open your eyes to reality.
That right there was the epic confrontation between the poster boy of the entire franchise and the villain that has been haunting him every step of the way, who is called Keith. Psychic Cube. Ooh. Yeah, I've heard planks of wood doing porn give better line reads than that, and it's not exactly dripping with emotion, is it? But you know what it is dripping with? Dodgy racist accents. Bet you didn't have that on your bingo card. And this all stems from the fact that Psychic Force had the same budget as the NHS here in the UK, and so could only afford about 3 voice actors to do all of the cast. And it fell to one Bill Milo to take the reins for most of the male characters, which, when you look at the nationalities of the cast, should highlight the absolute pie-in-the-face fail that is coming our way. So friends, gather round as we watch Bill Milo play a white American dude talking to Bill Milo playing a guy from Hong Kong.
Well, it's a burn. Because of you, my plan is not going smoothly. I'll not let you interfere any further.
Ooh, yikes. Need I say more? Well, Bill Milo best not, because I think he said enough.
Coward.
Number 7, Ring. Okay then, pop quiz time. Hands up who wants to play a puzzle game that is got solutions that are just bordering on offensively obtuse, is based on a 4-piece operatic cycle, and looks like it was animated by the film studio that gave us the abomination that was Food Fight. What's that? 0 hands up. What a shocker. Yet here we are talking about 1998's video game Ring. And no, unfortunately, I'm not going to be talking about The Ring, as that would at least result in my death, and I wouldn't have to hear the lines of dialogue produced by this deep-fried idiot here. Now, this guy's name here is spelt M-I-M-E, which you would think would be mime, but it's pronounced meme by everyone, and he is the equivalent of listening to nails on chalkboard on vinyl.
Your Majesty, my brother, I see you have returned. Now, the mine, the Nibelungen, well, it's not my fault. You see, they've all gone. You must do something. After all, you are the king. And this I've told them. Yeah, they're all gone.
Doesn't that just make you want to slam his face into a pool of lava? But I will give credit to the main cast here because everyone in this game definitely gives it socks. But my lord, was the only direction for the voice actor doing meme be even more like your little brother trying to imitate you? I know you are, but what am I? Stop touching my stuff. What are you doing with that claw hammer? Oh dear. Needless to say, meme is precisely as his name implies. Annoying, unfunny, and everywhere. Also, big shout out to Mandalore Gaming for making me aware of this horrible, horrible game. Cheers. Number 6, Silent Bomber. Okay, friends, listen up. We are about to explode this video right now by talking about a deep cut that is a true underrated PS1 classic in the making. Silent Bomber, or Silent Bomber if you're not trying to make a point. This game absolutely rocks, and the premise is that you play as Utah Fate, a man with nothing to lose and everything to explode, which is actually pretty easy to do thanks to his new remote mine wristwear. Across countless levels, you'll stack bombs of different elements onto enemies, dodge their attacks, and then shower yourself in their viscera as you click detonate. And even if that doesn't give you the boom boom in your heart, then the soundtrack will, because it is a techno masterpiece. Yes, mate, he's bringing it up, yeah, pass the cowies, mate, cause I wanna move. Yet there is one character who is far less explosive than the rest of the cast and looks to have imploded the moment that she took to the recording booth, that being squad leader Anri, who, despite having the title of commander, doesn't have bloody commander basic human emotion.
A commander, huh? What a joke. That's a title I don't deserve to wear.
No matter whether her team is dying in front of her or she's just been rescued from the jaws of death, the delivery of her lines is like somebody who's only barely conscious. Seriously, at times it sounds like she's trying to reminisce her Asda shop. Just be present in the scene, please. And it only gets worse when you realize that she is the main voice that you'll be hearing over and over because she gives you mission objectives. Oh God, no.
You're now on the top level. The bridge is just ahead.
Now, to be clear, the rest of the voice acting in this game is a solid, I don't know, like 6 out of 10 fodder, but Anri really does put the shut the up in Will You Please Shut the Up. Number 5, Riot, A.K.A. Professional Underground League of Pain. So as anyone knows from playing early wrestling games like the SmackDown series, sometimes video game commentaries can absolutely suck. I mean, sure, there's a charm to Jim Ross and Michael Cole reeling off lines about the match in question, but thanks to dodgy cuts and repetition of dialogue, you'll be looking to turn it off in short order. After all, there's only so many times that you can hear, "I can't believe he did that to him with the table on Taboo Tuesday." Yet you know what? These instances will sound like the voices of bloody angels compared to the commentary team on sci-fi sports title Riot, which was made in the UK by a UK dev team called Psygnosis. And I really need to remember that they are in the UK. Now, we Brits love to get up on our high horse about when Americans can't pinpoint exactly where in the country we're from based on our accents. And true, while Scottish and Irish are most definitely different, my friends, and you need to learn the difference, maybe it's a bit harsh to go up to them and be like, "Oh, you couldn't tell from my voice that I've got a Newton Abbot dialect?" Because I do, apparently. Still, it definitely looks and indeed sounds like the devs at Psygnosis wanted to fire back at America in particular with Riot because they decided to record what is quite possibly the worst American accents ever put to disc for their commentary tracks. And Mark, take it away.
Hi there, and welcome to the new Riot season.
So what you have here is 2 lads from Middlesbrough delivering a performance that is less Al Pacino levels and more Alan Packard inmate.
I'm sure this will be one of those seasons that's gonna stay with us for a long...
And while they are certainly giving it some beans, the accent slips more times than a lubricated football player on a field of banana skins.
No way, Vince, they've no chance now. They're certainly putting all their energy into this fight. They were lucky with that one. The ball's trying to escape. He's down, he's out, and he's staying out.
And we rove the globe from the deep south to Australia all the way up to Newcastle and back again, creating a mesmeric audio experience for all the wrong reasons. Ooh-wee boy, a lot of these entries are making my ears bleed, but you know what sounds good, my friend? Subscribing to the FGS YouTube channel. Look at that segue, mate. You just love to see it. But why don't you do that? Because you'll be able to stay up to date on all of the weekly deep cuts with Jules Gill, baby, over here, but also you'll be supporting my fantastic colleagues as well in our endeavors to put out daily gaming content for you, beautiful people. So subscribe, click the notification bell, and stay up to date for all their future game show stuff. I mean, admittedly, the segue in was better, the outward one bad. But still, let's get on! Number 4, Rita's death, Galerians. Now, when it comes to video games, and wider movies in general, there is one scene that actors most definitely have to get right. And that is the death scene. Whether it's a family member, loved one, sidekick, or even an enemy looking to leave the screen with a bit of impact, you've got to make sure that your final moments, your death screams, haunt the audience for years to come. Now we segue into Rita's death from Galerians. Yes, the underrated classic and deep-cut survival horror game Galerians definitely gives an example of what not to do thanks to Rita, a psychic and secondary antagonist of the game whose death is an utter soulless dud. Now, words can't exactly express just how bad it is, so hopefully we're going to be playing the entire thing in full. Enjoy.
No, you're too weak. If you inject yourself...
Mother told me that moment of shorting feels oh so good.
Rita, you've gone insane.
We're all slowly but surely going mad. You just haven't realized it yet.
No! No! Ah!
I mean, what a tour de farce was that, eh? Jesus Christ, that scream of pain was delivered with all the passion of somebody recording late at night that doesn't want to wake their parents. It's so monotone and devoid of human emotion that it could well be revealed to be text-to-speech, and I'd not be surprised. Rita, we hardly knew ye, but at the same time, if you sound like that, I don't bloody want to know you. Number 3, Final Zone 2. Okay, so I feel like I've been possibly a little harsh on some of the vocal deliveries in today's list, but you know what? I am going to make that right now. And I'm going to do so thanks to a game for the Turbo graphics called Final Zone 2. Now, it is a pretty badly voiced game, but there is one thing above all else that needs to be commended, and that is that while the localization team weren't exactly very passionate about their job, they definitely went the distance when it came to localizing the in-game songs as well, without changing a single lyric from the Japanese version of this game. And so, in order to do it justice, I'm going to be doing a karaoke version to humble myself and showcase to you how brilliantly bad this song is. Got to warm up, obviously. Forward we march, thrusters up full, fight to the death. Watching them fall, burst into flames with bazookas. Let's carry before it's late. We will not miss it all. This chance. Bowie. This is the chance that you've been waiting for. Dream of home you can't ignore. I don't know why he keeps on he just melts those lines. Can't you see you have the floor? Open the door. Crash. Destroy Roman. Ooh. That was added in. That wasn't actually a lyric. It's a remix now. Release it for free. Came in a bit early there. Thank you. I know it was terrible. Number 2, Alex and James's War of Words. T.R.A.G. T.R.A.G. Now on paper, T.R.A.G, or Tactical Rescue Assault Group Mission of Mercy, or Hard Edge if you were outside of the US, is a game that has as much going for it on paper as it has words in its many names. It's an adventure game that plays kind of like Resident Evil, but crossed with an anime action show, and sees you solving puzzles, collecting items, and blasting enemies in the face with all manner of weapons. However, much like T.R.A.G's insistence on aping Resident Evil tank controls and fixed angles, it appears to have copied a little too much because it also ported over its woeful voice acting. Now, for the most part, the dialogue is cheesy, yes, but it's still kind of enjoyable in that sort of like B-movie way. But when the main hero and the main protagonist, Alex and Miguel, respectively, share screen time together, my god, you realize that these two, despite being front and center of the game, are the worst of the worst voice actors. And in this scene that I'm about to show you, ye gods.
So the troublesome little mice appear on the scene again.
Miguel!
I'm honored you remember my name. I detest liars. Hand over the disc, and I promise I shall release the professor.
I'll go.
Wow, just wow. That was like listening to Mandark from Dexter's Lab argue with a piece of wall that's just developed sentience. I don't get how Alex can emphasize none of his lines correctly, and yet Miguel only puts the stank on the wrong words. Also, side note, my favorite part of this scene, low-key, is just the fact that Miguel just like stands there. Like, he's got the wings covering him, and he's thinking, oh my god, I'm going to make such a good dramatic entrance when my name is called, and I'm just going to get in there, and everyone's going to be like, whoa, it's Miguel. We can see you, you idiot. You're just standing there like a plum. You think you're just like a parrot when you put the curtain around the cage. He's probably just having a little nap in there. Anyway, the scene is like a school play unfolding before you, but somehow even more torturous. And number 1, Dead Mountaineers Hotel. And so we close, my friends, on a game that I'm most definitely sure that none of you have heard of, and somehow even less have played. Dead Mountaineers Hotel, a point-and-click adventure game whose sole defining feature, outside of having a name that seems more fit for a Disneyland theme park attraction, is having the absolutely worst collection of voice actors all pitch in for the same project. Now, whereas other entries on this list have dealt with maybe 1 or 2 voice actors delivering some pretty duff lines, this is a sweet bouquet of awfulness, of awkward line readings, of terrible delivery, of zero emotion, and even stumbling over lines that I will huff every single second I can. It is the best, it is the worst. So the question really is, where to begin? Well, let me open my copy of Now That's What I Call Human Dialogue 33 and play you some of the best hits. Starting, of course, at the beginning, where this Sean Connery from Temu.com beckons you to come in from the cold in a manner that implies the voice actor was himself suffering from hypothermia.
Well, please, let me show you to my study. Do you have any luggage? No, leave it. That's what Kaisa is paid for. Kaisa!
Then what about when Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 forgets to put an inflection on this question, inferring that no, you are in fact not a skiing man?
Good morning, Lieutenant. You wouldn't be a skiing man.
And finally, let's close on the biggest bop of all when our hero Lieutenant Thick Sweater over here demands with every fibre of his being for the person he's interrogating to stop wasting his time.
Olga is alive.
Alive? No, this can't be. Am I going crazy? I saw her body. I saw her dead.
I've just talked to her.
What do you mean?
Simone, Olga is alive. Stop jerking me around.
A true masterclass in voice acting. And if you listen closely, you can hear on all of the line reads the frantic waving of the studio manager pointing at his watch saying, you've only paid for an hour's worth of recording time, and everyone's just like, one take Tony, hey, calculon style. There is no other explanation as to why these lines were delivered in such an unprepared manner and in tones that are completely bereft of what was needed for these scenes. So yeah, if you've never played this game before, I actually recommend that you do, because just existing in this world of scenery-chewing hamheads is a great time. Your ears won't thank you, though. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 hilarious voice acting fails in gaming. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As always, I have been Jules. I hope you enjoyed that, and you can follow me here on the social medias. I would personally recommend going over and following me over on Instagram, because I do a lot of Warhammer stuff there. And if you like Warhammer, it's a good way to stay up to date with silly memes and also painting stuff that I'm doing. And also follow my lovely editor, Mark, over here as well. He's a good boy. Kiss on the top of the head for you, mate. Mwah! Thank you for putting up with all of those awful dialogue cuts. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. I hope that you are treating yourself well with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve the bloody best things in life, all right? And don't let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise. You are a massive ledge and you deserve the bloody best, all right? So go out there and smash it, and at least smash it far better than the voice actors did with these lines here, all right? Big love to you, hope you're well, and I hope that you are achieving your life goals, my friend. As always, I have been Jules, you have been awesome, never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye! So with this in mind, I'm Jules, this is FGS, and these are 8 hilarious fails in voice act. Oh, damn, I've even said the title wrong. Hilarious voice acting fails. Borrowed every other title they left Psychic for. So that meant that little Julesy got pretty good. I'll do that one more time. If you could, Mark, just either put a cube around me when I'm like going the psychic cube and have the text say psychic cube on it. God damn it, AI. Focus up. I'm watching you. Decent, right? Well, here's the problem. I want you to take that little bit of, remember the good times, right? That right there is the epic confrontation between the poster boy of the entire I'll just bit to camera, actually. Yeah, I've heard planks of wood doing porn give better light. Yeah. What's the tone in this one? Can't you see? You have the floor and the door. Crush, destroy, Roman. Right, I'm gonna do another take of that because I lost. It's so hard. It's so hard to sing along to a thing that is so out of time.